Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today from our friends at Studio Light, I've got two card making paper packs for you. This one is card making paper pad blooming flowers, and it's got little card ideas for you, and everything's sort of laid out, and you just punch it out and add it to your card base. It's quick and easy. And then we've got the Diecut designer paper pad, also in blooming flowers. This one also has punch outs and things, but it's a little bit more free form and a little bit do it yourself. Okay, so this one is a card idea from the card making paper pad that already has the designs ready for you, and you just cut them out and put them on. So cool, so fun, you guys. This is also our giveaway card for this episode, so if you stick around, you'll learn how one lucky viewer can win this card to keep or share with a friend. So come play with us. All right, let's take a look at this. And I think I said in the opening that you cut something out. You don't. These are all like punch outs. Even the bases are punch outs on these. Just want to clarify that. No scissors needed. Okay, so let's take a little flip through here. Okay, so here would be the base, or the pattern you would put on the base of your card. You need to start off with like a blank card, okay, in different sizes. You can always cut them down so they're smaller. This is a 5 by 6.5 inch card, and so you can cut that down a little bit smaller, or you could bump this up to, you could put this on a 5 by 5 card, or you could do it on a 6 by 6 card, okay? So here is your little design that's already done. So here is what you would glue to your card front, and then you would choose one of your greetings to put here, and then you punch these out, and this goes around here, and then there's little flowers that go in the corner, and then your card is done. And then you can add things like jewel dazzles to add a little glitz to them. You can add a little ribbon to them. We're going to show you lots of little other ideas. You can ink them with some different colors of ink, but they're just so much fun, and they're very quick, and you have your little idea which you can use or not. All right, here's another one right here. For this one, you get to pick lots of different greetings. Here's one that's already in the design, and then if you don't like that one, you pick one of these and you just glue it or foam tape it over this one. These are the little birds that you punch out and the little flowers, and then you just follow the design. Okay, here's another one where you've got your card here, and then you're adding to the ones that are already here. So it looks like you can just punch this one out and you can foam tape it over this one, or not. You could take these and add them to the inside of your card and just not have the dimension on the card front. You get to choose your greeting and add it here, and adding your little birds. Got this beautiful card focal right here. The borders on this card are already added, so you could just glue or foam tape your bird here, and then it's got another layer. So you could use this layer elsewhere, or you could foam tape that one on top of this one, and you'd have some nice dimension, and then this flower goes on top of this one. So you could have 1, 2, 3 layers on the center of your card, and then there's also more that you could add to your greetings. There's even though they're already sort of pre-designed for you, there's lots of different ways that you can sort of have some freedom to do what you'd like. So here we've got the card greeting right here that's blank, and you could add whichever one you want. These go in the card corners right here, and then you've got the borders at the top and the bottom. Okay, this one's really beautiful. You've got this gorgeous sort of cascading corner embellishment that goes right here according to this image. Then you would choose your greeting and place it in the center, and then down in the bottom right here you would add this yellow flower. And then you've also got this one which you could foam tape on top of this one, and there's this one which you could foam tape off of this one, or as I said, you could use them on the inside. All right, so we've got the beautiful background here. Once again, you've got this gorgeous one that you can choose your greeting for your card focal. And then you'll notice if you glued this to this rectangle, it would cover up part of your flower right here. That's what this one is for. You can either glue it right on top of it or add foam tape to it and have a little dimension on your card. And then you can add these, are just extra flowers for the corners, and then to put down on the bottom right corner there. All right, here's our barnwood background. You've got borders to go on the top and the bottom as shown here. You've got greetings to choose from to add. Then you've got your card focal, and then you can add those pieces on top of that to add a little dimension with some foam tape, or you can just glue them. Okay, here's another one. This is one that I'm going to show you how to put together since we're right on this page. Okay, we're going to build a card. So here's my card. I started off with the 5 by 6.5 inch card, and I just took this background right here and I glued it kind of flush with the fold and the top of the card. Okay, and then we're going to have some here that we can cut off. And then here's this little border right here that's glued to the bottom edge. And then I went ahead and I just, in this case, I did take my scissors and I trimmed that off. Okay. And then this is what I'm left with. And then I added some purple jewel border dazzle stickers, and they just peel off and just make such a nice little sort of glitzy little border there. I added one here just above that little line, and then one at the top edge. And then the next thing we're going to add is this border here. I also added a little bit of ink, and I used my little daubers here, sponge daubers. They're so cute, they just go right on your finger like that. And I just added a little bit of purple ink. Now you absolutely do not need to do this. I'm just showing you little extra things that you can do. And the glue I'm using is Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue, and I'm using this in one of the little applicator bottles. And then of course we also have Nuvo glue as well, and I'm listing both of those down below the video in the supplies if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page. And if you're watching us on YouTube, just look below the video in the description box and you'll see a link that'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page. All right, we're gonna just glue that right below that sparkly border right there. All right, so the next layer is this piece right here. And it's right here, and I went ahead and I did ink the edges around that, once again just using my little finger dauber and a little bit of that violet ink. And I'm going to glue that right there to the center. And then, like, why am I adding ink to that? I'm just sort of defining the edges of that, and just as an alternative for things that you can do. Kind of adds a little bit of a shadow. Okay, so adding that right there. And then I've chosen my greeting, happy birthday. I'm putting a little bit of foam tape on that, and I'm using my giant wheel of foam tape, 150 feet or 50 yards of 1/2 inch wide continuous foam tape. And that is the foam tape Debbie and I used for our card making, because it's just like such a large amount of it that we don't run out. I'm going to put that right there with my little foam tape. So it's giving me a little bit of dimension. All right, and now I've got some extra flowers right here. So I've got this one. This one I did go ahead and I did some inking around this as well. Excuse me. And I'm putting foam tape on the back of that. And then I'm just following the card layout, putting it right there. Here's my other little greeting. This one says, "Let's celebrate." And I inked the edges around that as well. Same purple, violet color. I put that right here. And then I've got these two little flowers. Okay, this one and this one. This one I'm going to put at the top corner, just like they did here. And this one is this flower right here. And I'm just going to place this right over on top of that so that there's extra dimension there. And then somewhere, I think I've lost them, there are tiny little butterflies which just didn't make it here today. I'm not sure where they went. But anyway, that's it. That is my quick little card with some additions of some ink and some dazzle stickers. And just so much fun. I think I'll add one more little thing. I'll add these round jewel dazzle stickers. I've got my jewel picker right here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this sort of sticky, tacky end of this on one of these large ones, and you just kind of roll it around a little bit till it pops right off. Like that. I think I rolled it around a little too much. There we go. And then, there we go. This will just get picked up kind of easily. And then we're going to stick that right there. I think I'm going to go to the medium size one. For some reason, those large ones are not being cooperative with me today. All right, and then I just like to add them in little groups. Like this. And that is just going to add some easy sparkle to my card. You can also use this jewel picker for actually adding like rhinestones and things like that. Then we're going down to the third size, which is these little tiny ones. That. And I did this technique with the rhinestones, with the dazzle stickers on a lot of these cards today. So this will be a little shortcut so I can demonstrate just one time. There we go. You'll notice they're sort of in groups of 3, like that. And I think actually I'm going to add a couple right here, just among those little sparkles that are there. All right. So that one is done. That one was a fun and easy one to do. All right, let's keep going. All right, so then this is a square card. You've got your card focal here. You're adding that to the center. Your bird is going up here. You've got a yellow flower here, and then these flowers right here could be added to the center with a little foam tape, and then adding your greeting and those little butterflies. Okay, here, this is a great one. These just punch right out, and this is the card that you're making with them. So you would take this punch out, glue this one to the center, each of these pieces. That gives you your card base. Then fold along those little scored lines, and that's where you are here. Then you're going to add this to the center right here. Oh, glue this one back to the back of this one, and then glue them to the center. And then you get to add all these beautiful flowers. Look, right here they have just portions, if we can zoom in on this, portions of flowers with the grid of the window pane on there, so that when you add them to the card, they're seamless as far as showing you right here where they just don't cover up the window pane, which I thought is just a great detail. Then you get to add your greeting. Okay, here's another one. This is this one that I showed you in the opening, our giveaway card. So I'm going to tell you about this giveaway card, and then I'm going to save it to the end, and then we'll tell you how we do our card giveaways. So for this one, you're going to punch these out, and then you're going to glue these to these. That's giving you this right here. And then here's your card on the inside. This one right here gets glued here, and then you just get this beautiful cascade of flowers and these little birds going down the window panes, which is so pretty. And then you get to pick your greetings here. And then Debbie did something a little different because they don't show you what to do when the card is closed. It just is blank. So you have lots of extra flowers, and Debbie went ahead and did a cascade here. She foam taped a greeting, but she only foam taped it on the left side so that when it's opened, there's nothing sticky there. Some of those purple Jewel Dazzle stickers, and then a little purple or lavender gingham ribbon that comes from our purple ribbon collection, just gluing that right there, that cute little bow. So yeah, it just kind of layers just like this. Very easy. All right, that's all of those. So I'm going to put this right here so I remember to tell you about the card giveaway. All right, let's take a look at this one. This is the Diecut designer one. This one does not have little pre-done pictures, okay? It's a little bit more free form. So you can, more of like the supplies you need to make your own cards. You're getting 2 of each of these beautiful papers. Okay, look at the gorgeous borders on that. The beautiful green background with the florals. They are single-sided. Okay, you're getting your beautiful purple background with your purple flowers with the green leaves. I like how it's darker up here, lighter here. Great border here in this collection here. A lot of these are repeated from the other pack, but they're just larger. So we saw the same design before in the other pack, but it was just a small piece. And then you can absolutely buy both of them and use them together. And I'll show you a card that Debbie did where she did just that. This great wood background. This beautiful purple, pink, and orange background is gorgeous. All right, so these would be cutouts that you could use for your card fronts or the insides of your cards. Getting 2 of those. 2 of these. And then you're getting all of these are little punch outs and all these little words to add for greetings. Same on this one. And I will point out to you these they're kind of a loppy circle, how to describe it. They're not like an exact circle. They're just sort of a watercolor circular shape. There we go. They're all kind of in an imperfect circle, is what I mean. All these flowers and the birds. And I think that's it. All right, so let me show you this one that Debbie made. All right, this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. She covered it using that white wood grain paper. See if I can, there we go. All right, and then she rounded the corners using a little corner rounding punch, and then inked the edges of that with some violet ink. And then on the background here, she's got one of those little card topper punch outs right here. She used this one. And let me show you about this. She added this, it's just a little removable tag. You can stick that in there. You kind of put it under the foam tape pieces, just like this. You could glue it there if you'd like, or you can remove it. So this is the one she used right here. She rounded the corners on this, inked the edges with violet, and glued that to the card center. And then she added, actually before she glued this to the card center, she added these colorful stitched dazzle stickers, and they're borders, and they come in these, the pack comes in these 3 colors, and she added this purple one. It's gorgeous stitches. There we go, just like that. And she added those here and here. And then one of those sort of lopsided little circles, she inked the edges of that, and she foam taped that, but she foam taped it so that there's no foam tape on this corner. Foam tape, foam tape, foam tape, foam tape. Little ribbon from our purple ribbon collection she glued there. Okay, then she took this one, and it looks like she might have used, I'm trying to figure out how she used this piece. It looks like it came from here, and I think, she cut it like this. So it's kind of upside down on there. But this piece is what she used here. And then she inked the edges of that and then backed it on some of the green paper of the large full sheets, rounded the corners of this. I could turn this right side up, Lene. And then added some more flowers, glued those, and then foam tape, foam tape, foam tape, foam tape, foam tape, so that that just tucks right in there. You'll notice that this part of the greeting lifts up because there's no foam tape under there, and then it just tucks under this one. So cute. I love what she did with that. Good job, Debbie. Here's another card Debbie did. For this one, you guys, she used, this one is made from a 6 by 6 card, but she cut down the 6 by 6 card because it's like 5.5 by 5.5. And she just used the papers that are in this collection for her background. But this greeting one and some of the bird shapes she took from this pack, okay? So she just used both of them to create this card. Inked the edges of this using a little khaki ink, a little green edge there. And if you open this one up, there we go. On the inside, inked the edges of that. This one is inked with a little of the violet and added the little bird there. So yeah, the birds and the greetings are taken from the one that has like the card ideas, and then all the paper and the rest of the flowers she added here. So we just wanted to show you can mix and match them and they just work perfectly together. All right, so you guys, we have a fantastic money saver on this collection. It's right there on the right-hand side. Definitely check that out. If you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, that's where it's located. If you're watching us on YouTube, just look below the video in the description box and you're gonna see a link for this Paper Wishes webisode, and you just click on that and it'll take you and you can find all the little goodies that we used. All of the supplies are listed down below the video, so if you're looking for the stitched border dazzles or something like that, everything can be found easily. And let's see, what else I was going to tell you about is our fantastic giveaway that we do every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday videos. So if I'm hosting it, I'm basically giving away a card. And we can zoom out a little bit. And so you guys, how that works is we're trying to promote our Paper Wishes YouTube channel. So if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, all you have to do is go to YouTube, and our channel is called My Paper Wishes. And then we ask that you subscribe to our channel, like this video with a thumbs up, and then leave us a comment. And after about a week, we are going to reply to one person's comment by saying, congratulations, YouTube username blank. We'll fill that in. So you do have to know your YouTube username. If you're not sure what that is, just go back and read your comment, and it's labeled with your username. And it's a good idea to hit the notification bell on the top right-hand corner, because that lets you know when we are announcing a winner or dropping a new video, which we do 5-6 times a week. You guys, this was a fun one to work with. There were so many beautiful colors and flowers and birds. It's perfect for spring. If you are an experienced card maker, I would recommend both of these. And if you're new to card making, the card making paper pad that has the card ideas with it is a fantastic one to start with. And the money saver for that, as I said, is right there on the right-hand side. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. I'll see you in the next one.